The House of Representatives has taken steps to expedite the consideration of a bill aimed at introducing independent candidacy in Nigeria, referring it to the Special Ad Hoc Committee on Constitution Review, sponsored by House spokesman Akin Rotimi Jr. The bill, titled Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, Independent Candidates, seeks to enhance Nigeria's democratic landscape. Rotimi, who represents the Ekiti North 1, Ikole and Uyi federal constituency, highlighted the bill's goal of expanding political participation by allowing citizens to run for office independently. This legislation is considered a legacy initiative from previous assemblies and was reintroduced following its first reading on September 26, 2024. Emphasizing the significance of this legislative effort, Rotimi stated that it reflects the constitutional importance of offering citizens more options in political candidacy. He expressed optimism that the bill's progression through legislative scrutiny will represent a significant advancement in Nigeria's democratic evolution, fostering greater inclusivity in the political arena. Now, how will this bill help our current democracy? How will people take advantage of the bill? What is the bill really set to achieve at this stage of our democracy? Well, our guest already seated in the studio will be providing answers to these and other questions after this time out. This is Nigeria Today, and I am Ikeria Clinton. Welcome. Now, joining us in the studio to discuss the issue is a member of the House of Representatives representing Enugu East and Isuzo Federal Constituency from Enugu State. Is Professor Paul Namchi. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you, UK, and also I welcome viewers. Thank you for listening to us.
Okay, and with us for this conversation is also Dr. Aminu Hayatu. He is of the Political Science Department, Bayero University, Kano. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Now, I'll start with you, Honorable Member. The bill is a legacy initiative from the previous assemblies. Now, what changes or what specific changes or lessons from those initiatives influenced this bill?
For our viewers to be much embedded into this, it is good to also know what the criteria, 4 criteria for you to contest election in Nigeria. One is to be of sound mind. The other one is to belong to a political party. The other one is to have the basic certificate you need to have, and that you are in Nigeria. These are the basic ones. So one of them is just being taken first to deepen democracy. Usually people are a bit afraid of change, but we also need to, we are still growing. Democracy is a dynamic thing, and we also need to embrace any change and x-ray it. Let's have discussion about it. And that's what the bill is all about. But most importantly, to broaden democracy, but also to give opportunity to people who are not affiliated to political parties. But there are also that's inclusivity in the political scene.
Now, to you, Doc, you talked about one of the points that will qualify you for contesting in Nigeria, and you said one of them has been picked. Okay. Now, the independent candidacy. Looking at the current stage we are in democracy, how will these independence candidacy enhance the democracy in Nigeria?
Well, democracy is all about opening up space for people to make choices, variety of choices available to them. That's what a democracy entails. And the Nigerian democratic space is increasingly becoming complex. of course, with the emerging issues that has to do with their questions on governance and competency of even the competency of those that stand for election under different political platforms. That's the political parties. So it's important. Independent candidacy will contribute to, you know, that vibrant political space that you need in order for people to have wider options to choose from. Certainly, in many instances, you see people, you know, cross-carpeting from one party to the other. That tells you the level of disillusionment that is involved in belonging to, you know, an association which is called political party that might not really resonate with the individuals' you know, principles and aspirations which they want to stand for. So in that, once an option is provided, a candidate can be weighed by the people and see if they can go for him irrespective of a platform. And it's very important to contribute to the vibrance of democracy.
Thank you very much. Now, Prof, looking at the political landscape of Nigeria generally, what we want to ask, are we really ready for independent candidacy?
Yes, it's doable. Why I say it's doable is that I know what a lot of people fear, as the case may be in the country, but I also give the two perspectives. What a lot of people fear is that on the long run, it may lead to unending judicial processes, because people will now prone to go into court. But there are also things you can also curtail it with a lot of things by bearing in mind that even if you're a single independent candidate, you must also restrict the number of votes you get or the percentage of votes you get before you start going to court. And at the case, so at the moment it's not the case because every political party can go to court now. But also think there's also a bill in the House considering who should go to court or who shouldn't go after election. So this will also tally into that. Because I know the fear is that when you do it, you leave open the gate of litigations from unimaginable issues, but it can also be curtailed. You can't tell me that if you get less than 0.5%, you rush to court to do what? This could also come in as a result of merit basis. You can't go into independent candidate if you don't have a ground, if people don't love you, if you don't have a problem, if you don't merit it, the people will not accept you from the onset. You need certain number of people to sign, even at the instant to even sign for you. We'll look at America as a test case, and the test case is that when you sign, if you are not capable, at a point you will wither off. But so that is not that they are not accepting, but I think that the system will also has a way of weeding off such things. And when the system has a law, and the law is there to put some checks and balances, but at the same time, we also have a case of political parties that go to court at anything. So it isn't just about that. The political, so you see a lot of political parties rushing to court, even what they should also naturally say, this is trivial, they will go to court. So it is neither here nor there. Okay. So there's instances of a political party going from both intra-party to inter-party to whatever. I can actually give you an instance that a political party has gone to court 116 times, both from administration and other.
Now, back to you, Doc. I know there are some issues he mentioned, but before we go into some of these issues that he has raised now. Now, you know, some critics are like of the view that the independent candidacy, some of the challenges that they can be faced or might be faced is the issue of resources. You know, in the political party, of course, there will be kind of some kind of within the parties raising of funds and all of that to support the candidates and all of that. But you hear we're talking about independent candidates. Now, the issue of resources, do you think it will be much of an issue in this case?
Well, I don't think so, not in so many words anyway, but yes, of course, considering, you know, the way that we play politics in Nigeria, it has become almost, it's in a stage of being, it has been monetized. Everything is about money, you know, but even the question of money arises when you have a political association like a political party. That means that it has business to do with sponsoring, fielding candidates for election, to sponsor them, you know, on issues of campaign and all of that. And then the political party will be overburdened with that and end up not being able to cover, you know, the Nigerian landscape. But when an independent candidate emerges, all that is needed of the candidate is to, that personal integrity. People will just want to weigh the candidate and see whether he has the integrity, you know, to be voted into power. And then if he has passed that stage, it's also, you know, he must his social acceptability must have been tested along the line. And then when people accept that this is a candidate that we can go for, it doesn't matter, the candidate with minimal resources can actually, you know, travel around the country, for example, if it is a presidential thing. But if it is even statewide or local government, you see that the candidate will have the opportunity, you know, for people to hear him, especially in this age of information and communications technology. The message goes viral, you know, through different platforms without necessarily using the political party as a platform to physically travel to places. But it is important that resources are involved, and that is that raises the question, you know, for many competent candidates that want to try the independent candidatureship, the problem is, where do they draw these resources from? Except for people who have, you know, the money to sponsor themselves to do that, then they will have to rely on support from, goodwill support from friends, associates, and other, you know, people, supporters within the terrain in which they are contesting. So it all depends on the context under which a candidate is contesting. But all in all, it is important to give it a trial so that, you know, it will be seen, because Nigeria is still democratizing. We are not yet fully, you know, a full-fledged democracy that, you know, does everything, you know, 100% correct. So that trial will give the candidates the opportunity to see what amends they need to make along the line, and it will also avail the people the information on how to best support candidates that are independent of any political party, and this is good for democracy.
Prof, you know, another issue that you know, some critics have come to say is, you know, being a member of a party, should you be derailing, party members will call you to order to say, this is it. But being an independent candidate is just gives room for high-handedness. So I don't know, how can this, you know, particular issue be addressed? Should this bill be passed?
Well, this is still on discussion stage. Yeah. After first reading on that level, it's still a discussion stage. That will be concurrent at some point and all those things. But I also think that if you're an independent candidate, as the case may be, you also need to present your manifesto. You also have to present what your ideals are supposed to be. And for you to even win an election, people must have weighed you. It is about merit-based. And that's why you see in certain communities, villages, you also see people like that are elected unopposed. Even from different political parties, nobody will come out, they ask him to go. It is a form of telling you that independent candidacy is also possible. It will not be in every ward, because you have to, conditions should be attached to it, if, as the case may be, that the law is meant just to improve, to add Section 4 of the Section 7. Well, maybe to add Section 4A and 4B to accommodate that, where it is only if a political party sponsor you. And because political party may sponsor you or not, that's what it should be. It will be like. Now, I can tell you that even some political party derail. Without prejudice, how many political parties follow their manifesto? This is a question we should also ask ourselves. And when you are there, how many persons have reference to them that the party controls what they do? In the reason you should control them. And also, people, when you elect people as a chairman or this of a political party, they see it as personal property. So it becomes an issue. Somebody will threaten somebody that I won't give you nomination. In the restaurant, you shouldn't be one person giving. It is their consistency that will give you nomination, not one person.
Okay, thank you very much. We take a break, a short break now, and listen to the voices of some persons, some Nigerians on the street on the issue of discourse. Don't go away.
To me, it's good actually, because it will give room for people that doesn't have money to contest, and maybe some people might like them.
Most of the people that have what to offer to their people, their politicians, that want to offer to their, have what they want to offer to their people, you find out that they may not be buoyant financially. They may not be in the bourgeoisie class. They may be in the, not even in the middle class, but the lower class. And so they will need somebody that will just say, come, I will buy form for you. Join my party. And because he has a desire, a progress for development for his people, he has no option than to go to the Godfather, not knowing the caucus that are there.
I like it like that. If they put it on the constitution like that, it's good. It's very, very good. Even you can use that opportunity for who don't have money. So like a privilege like us, like so you can. It's good. So for me, I like it like that.
The fact remains that the political atmosphere in Nigeria is not conducive for now for any independent candidate to succeed. Our political system has been so induced with finances, money. A country that practices a multi-party system. America will copy democracy from, we hear 2 candidates, which is easy. But you have up to 10, 20 political parties. Then outside that, an independent candidate will come out. It's not possible. For you to win election in Nigeria as it is, unless the constitution is changed or whatever, it is very difficult for an independent candidate to succeed. But as regarding the bill, maybe they are preparing it for tomorrow. But for today, it's impossible.
Welcome back. This is still Nigeria Today, and we are looking at the issue of independent candidacy, for the constitution review. And of course, I have 2 gentlemen here in the studio with me. Now, Doc, you had the reaction of people there. He said, if it's for tomorrow, yes, but for now, Nigeria is not conducive. Considering. So, what's your reaction to that?
Well, it's it has become part of our political culture in Nigeria. Some things are killed on arrival. Because we just have notions within us that certain things are impossible. But I think this is quite commendable. We must commend the Assembly for that initiative, because at least what democracy, one of the cardinal principles of democracy is that ability to open up the space for competition, and to also, provide options, not when people are closed in political parties and they don't have options. Some people, mention that these political parties are hijacked by certain individuals. For example, some claim that governors don't conduct genuine primary elections, don't allow for free and fair primary elections to hold. So by virtue of that, some members of political parties feel disenchanted. They feel disillusioned with the system and get frustrated. And that is not supposed to be a practice in democracy. But when there are options like independent candidature, it means that alternative space is provided for people within the polity, for some actors who feel that they have the capacity to stand independent of a platform and still get there. So if you don't provide that option for them, where do they go to? And especially with the experience, the historical antecedents that happened in Nigeria and the contemporary circumstances have actually pointed to the fact that we have really encountered problems with fielding candidates in election, especially with regards to, issues of primary elections in political parties. So it's important that this is provided. And when a candidate doesn't see the light of the day, the candidate knows that democracy has provided the option for them. It is only that it's on their own that they haven't been able to make it. So it's good.
Now, I also want to get your reaction, because earlier I asked you, with the current situation, democratic, landscape of the country presently, are we ready for independent candidates? Somebody has just mentioned now, although his opinion, he said, are we really, at least for today, that is not sure that they're ready, but for tomorrow, yes, it can be, citing finance as part of it. And also, you mentioned the issue of no primaries, So I want to get your reaction on that.
This is a good discussion. I would also say that it is something I want to hear. You don't just go for merits always, you go for demerits. It will also give you another perspective. First, I would say that the bill provides for both councillor, chairmanship, and what have you. It isn't about just the presidential seat, the president's seat. It isn't about the governor's seat, but it provides. So, if you go to I will actually internalize this when I explain this. If you go to certain communities, they have marginalized people who feel marginalized. They had never allowed maybe to get into the political scene because of maybe one segment of the area that has hijacked this political party and the other. So in that instance, it is actually also give voice to the marginalized section of certain area. Then this one gone, then you come again. How do you now get values in the system? There are some people that sometimes you just say, oh, well, what we have is between the devil and the deep blue sea. This is an issue. I will tell you, I'll give you an instance. We had somebody who is a councillor and was given unopposed from both political parties. Let me just use myself as an example. I came from the classroom. The person I defeated was in the House of Rep. He has been in the local government chairman for 2 tenures. He has been established in one political system. Then I came off the label. But something I want to share. When I came back, I was teaching overseas. When I came back, I joined UNM. But I noticed certain things that were not going wrong in local government. So I led a protest with some other group of people. After that, I went back to where I'm teaching. I didn't know. So when this election came up, it was, in fact, somebody bought my phone. Asked me that he want me. I said, but I'm teaching, I have a job. You can give it to another person. I carried the form for 2 weeks. And we have to do consultation, ask my wife, of course. He said, okay, if they call you, okay, you can give it. So I started giving it my thoughts. Of course, you know how much lecturers are paid. I'm a professor of the University of Nigeria, and Nsukka, before joining this. I was the head of biomedical engineering. So in this case, when you come in, people will see this is somebody that has done this, has done that, has done that. So you go on merit-based, track record. But if we shut all these doors, that will not happen. It's not about only the president. It's not about only the governor. It is about both local government chairman, legislatures, and others. These are people that are people know. Maybe we may not be matured, maybe for the bigger stage of presidential system of the president.
But we can start from the local government, the councillors, and the rest
House of Rep, House of Assembly. But the law mustn't be foreclosed.
Okay, thank you so
much.
much.
So you understand. So,
yes.
Yeah. That's my own opinion.
Thank you very, very much. That was the member of the House of Representatives, representing Enugu East and Isuzu Federal Constituency from Enugu State, Professor Paul Nnamchi. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
time.
My pleasure.
And also we had Dr. Aminu Hayatu of Political Science Department of Bayero University. Kano. Thank you so much for your time and your contribution.
Thank you.
And thank you for being part of the program. Remember, Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also check out this episode and others at www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Once again, thank you for being there. I'm Mikaria Clinton. Have a wonderful weekend.